episode number 423.
It's the same thing that, if you're selling a product and you're banging down doors, you're going to kind of annoy people. But if they're coming to you and you've got a great reputation, all of a sudden they're begging you for it. But they're in control, and I think that's the key.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know your boy is always fired up, ready to bring you a little fuego in your days, nights, weekends, or whenever you are listening to the show today. But after this show, folks, I think you're going to want to think about your proposals a little bit different. We all know how long they can take, agitating it can be to create a proposal. And then a lot of times the customer, they want that proposal quick. They want that proposal now, not tomorrow. And I'm talking to a man that has been in the trenches with me, ran an agency, and now is doing stuff in an incredible way with technology and pricing tables. Folks, Joe Ardeeser is on the phone today. Joe, are you ready to be real?
I'm excited, Travis.
We better be, baby, because we're talking money and proposals. And the bottom line is a proposal either gets you the business or not. And a lot of times I know, and even in my case, getting them back to the customer quickly can be the difference between, getting the business or not. And so that, I think, is the first step in the process. But at the end of the day, too, using technology and be able to, using these type of pricing tables, making it maybe effortlessly for the customer to maybe upgrade or change options. Go back before we get into this business, because this is smartpricingtable.com, folks, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty on that. But were you always into entrepreneurship? Were you always into business?
Yeah, Travis, I remember my first introduction to official capital B business was packing holiday treats with my grandma factory, lining up the candies, getting them slotted out, putting them in bags. And I knew from there's something strange with me.
Wow. You knew it. You were ready, baby.
I started my first business when I was probably about 17, though. Wow. I was working at Burger King, and I started an online staff scheduling business for fast food restaurants. We had about 60 customers when I moved on. It was great. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you found the inefficiencies in the business you already were working in.
Yep.
And you created software technology around it, or partnered with someone to, to make a easy way for people to essentially schedule their employees.
Yeah. The big thing, Travis, was I was sick of getting kind of my head in trouble because I didn't know my schedule.
Right.
And so I after calling a few times and just being shamed by my manager, why don't you look at the schedule? I started to ask questions like, could you post this online?
Yeah.
And before I knew it, turned into a 4-year business. SaaS before SaaS was even an acronym. Crazy. And man, did that teach me a ton. I've probably been an entrepreneur about 90% of my career. It's really the comfortable arena for me.
That's amazing, dude. So then you've constantly just pivoted from that business. You're talking about being in the agency business, the advertising agency business, which is an absolute grind business. Right. It's a what have you done for me lately? Last month doesn't matter. It's all about this month. Right. They forget about the last 10 years you've been doing kicking ass for them. And now it's, you suck and there's someone that's better than you, and that happens all the time in the agency business because there's constantly a need for RFPs, a request for proposal from someone new. Hey, this is a new customer, or in the agency business, they're trying to get new business. And the proposal process is just unbelievable. I mean, it can be time cumbersome. It can be monotonous. And ridiculous in some cases. So you figured kind of the same process out with proposals in a way, and helping people using some tables and using technology, obviously, to essentially help them make proposals quick and easy, right?
Yeah. Well, the genesis, Travis, it was for my own need. And I think a lot of the best products are where the founder is solving an issue for themselves and then they're taking it to the market.
Right.
So I had an agency. It took a lot of coal to run that train, and it was, we had some desires that weren't being met by the software we were using, and we just started to build our own, and never dreamed it would become so helpful of a tool for us, but it just killed it. I closed some really big brands. Our project price went up. Our average project price just kept increasing, and really found a love for the process back then.
And so now, not only can it do upsells and discount adjustments and so many different things, if you guys go check out the website, and there is a 30-day free trial on the website, y'all. I was looking at that, scheduling a demo. But talking to me about the customers or like the businesses that really resonate with this.
Yeah, I think the customers that tend to gravitate towards my business would be under like the professional services banner. That's one way to express it. So a lot of agencies, whether that's web design, web development, internet marketing, companies that do media buys, advertising, all sorts of PR would be there as well. But also it really branches out into like business consulting. And then towards that, can work even good for like interior design, construction companies. A lot of times it's, if you have a service that you're offering that has some level of customization, that's really the intersection with my world.
Wow. And this is something you guys got to hop on today, because I know with like my sports card trading business, I can get so many cards onto eBay in the lower end range of price point because of artificial intelligence and because of scanners and technology and using a software to essentially help me alleviate time, just identifying the years of these cards. And then obviously what I get to do is slap a price on it and it goes to eBay. It's not saying it's completely that easy, but it could be that easy for your business when writing proposals, because what are you finding right now are people's biggest challenge in getting these proposals written?
Yeah, well, the challenge is there's a lot of them. I think every one of us can kind of identify with the blinking carrot moment where you're sitting with an open Word doc and not sure quite what to say. Right. I think a lot of businesses are in that position where it's like every time a new project comes, you're kind of just running you're at the seat of your pants, just trying to put the train tracks down while you're going. A few things that I would note as far as challenges to writing proposals is one, it takes so much time. Right. I'm sure plenty of your listeners, Travis, you could identify with this. You've put like maybe 3 hours into a proposal. You're super pumped about it. It took a lot of time. You send it over, and Travis, what does the customer do to you? What does your prospect do?
We're never responds to you, or they moved on, or they
totally ghost you, right? So yeah. that feeling of just I will never get those 3 hours back is incredibly painful. Right. Another big pain point is back and forth. I mean, when you're sending out a proposal and they've got three or four different questions, and you go version 2, and then 2 more questions, version 3, and then you realize that there's spelling errors and you're embarrassed. And I think that can really bog down a lot of business owners. Two more quick things. I'd say not charging too much, not charging enough.
Right.
And
especially in this business.
Yeah, the specifics there is a lot of times with agencies or people doing professional services, you haven't actually sat down and said, when I sell this service, how long does it actually take?
Yeah.
And if you're not doing
scope it all out, like how long is it taking the team? The biggest thing I think in the agency business is constantly new shit to have to do. Let's just be real. New edits, new emails that aren't billed for. It's hard to build sometimes that stuff, or phone calls, or time taken, where it's hard to send that bill for them off to their customer. So you kind of have to eat it. And this just goes right in that bundle, because they're constantly asking for us, hey, can you do a proposal for this? Can you do a proposal for that? You know what I mean? And a lot of times we have to do proposals that are accustomed to the brands that we service, in that they want their logos or their templates or their, jargon the way it is. And so we have to kind of work with that. Or then a lot of cases, maybe they don't care and they just kind of stick with our template. You know what I mean? And we just rock with that. I change out the logos, no big deal for their logos. But at the end of the day, it's just, this is a huge area for anyone in business that you're taking a loss on. Like you said, you're absolutely taking a loss on your most precious asset, time. And why not take advantage of, I'm like looking at you guys' sample proposals right now. I mean, why not take advantage of, a nice looking process that saves you time and you just kind of start to base out your pricing and start to, make it easy on yourself.
Yeah. I think it's like anything else in business, Travis. Almost everywhere you look, there's a system that can be built. And, I like the analogy of like exploring a cavern. Business is exploring a cavern, and you're looking around and you get to this one area of the cavern and you understand it and you know about it. And then you go and you explore this new part and you see that there's all these other facets that you didn't think about, you didn't understand. And for so many folks, they just haven't thought through their proposal system, right? What do we offer? What are our terms? What are our limitations? And I can love to get into some, practical examples of this, but just spending that time thinking through it. And otherwise you fall into what I call the vague vortex, right? The vague vortex is, I said I was going to do, I'll give an example, social media management for $1,000.
Right.
If that's all you say on your proposal, that's the vague vortex.
Yeah.
Good luck getting out of there or ever having some handles to push back with the customer.
Yeah.
Right? Because you've just been way too vague.
Right.
So
that's like as simple as possible. Like, hey, it's $1,000. If you got to work with this, it's $1,000.
Right.
And sometimes it could work too if you really want to simplify it. Let's just be real. Like, it's $1,000. Okay, that sure as hell does eliminate the bullshit. but let's be real. That's not going to get you any big business.
Well, and it's not predictable. That's the challenge. You so maybe you get lucky and on a few of them, or even most of them, they do well, but it only takes one to really crush your business. How many of us, I've had projects where I did the math, Travis, and it was literally like $2 an hour.
Yeah. You're like giving them money back, especially now because everything's $15 an hour or more. And to motivate people today, to be honest with you, it's probably getting closer to $20 an hour. So now you gotta, I have customers, campaigns, folks on this show that I have not changed their proposal price for 13, 12, 15 years.
Right.
I have not upgraded their charges. I just kind of ate the cost because they've been a great customer of mine. You know what I mean? And we've built on it based on the new customers and raised their prices, obviously. And it's a good way of doing it in a way, but let's be real. Like that today, 2023, I got to raise my prices next time a proposal comes in. You know what I mean? Like, I got to reflect a higher price on everything because I'm going to have to pay a higher price to get anyone motivated to do the work. And that's the biggest challenge that most businesses are having right now. Even my customers that we were doing tons of post pre 19 and pre all this stuff where businesses shut down and stuff. We were doing all types of marketing and different creative campaigns and different ways to get customers in the business. And now more and more, some of the biggest concerns are, how can we run employment ads? How can we find more employees that are qualified? And I never thought in my days that we'd be doing so many employment ads on Facebook, and or employment posts, or dealing with that as part of a big part of their social. Like a big part of their goal is getting employees with social. Like, who would have thought that going? But now this is the reality. This is the reality in the business. If you're a new business and you're expanding and you're going to new locations and you're going to be growing, and you got to have people to show up to do the work at those new locations. Otherwise you're done. Right. Yeah. And if you're not covering your costs, right. If your proposals aren't detailed and you're charging enough, your proposal doesn't just affect you, but it has a cascading effect. The quality affects both your clients, but also your employees. It weighs on them when the business makes a bad decision. Right. So this gets me into, how can we write better proposals then going into the future? Like, what ways can we utilize? Obviously, your tool. We're going to lead it. We're going to start talking about smartpricingtable.com. Check out the free demo. Get yourself 30 days. But also, just in general, how can people write better proposals? Yeah, well, I think about this stuff all day long, Travis. I'd love to kind of a gift to your viewers or your audience. I have a very simple framework. So get your pen out. Let's get the pen, baby. Let's get the pen. I call it the 4 C's to better proposals. And so the 4, these all start with C, and they all have to do with getting in a better place, and they really build on top of each other. So
The first one is capitalize with technology. And Travis, you hinted on this previously with the trading cards.
Right.
If you're using Word and you're using Google Docs, that's just not a proposal specific software. Yeah. You're not going to find proposal features inside of Word. The kind of engagement that you'd love to have, those things just aren't there. And so taking the time to, I love the idea of slow down to speed up, right? So you're like, well, I got to get all these out. I got to get these out. Well, you know what? If you're going to only close one out of those 7 and you could close more, is it worth considering slow down, think through things a little bit more so that you can go faster in the future? And I think a big thing is capitalize with technology. Find some proposal software that works really well for you. The second one, catalog your offering.
Ooh.
Travis, I am so passionate about this. One of the things.
This is key.
I don't know if you ever heard the saying, an old project manager once said it to me, he said, if there's a mist in the pulpit, there's a fog in the congregation. In other words, if you don't know what you're selling, I have news for you. No one does, including your customer, right?
Yeah, totally.
And so what I mean by catalog your offering is go through, and this isn't complicated, but just go through what are the top 15 things that we sell.
Right.
Open up Word, type, start typing.
Right.
And line out the most 15 most things that you sell. Then I want you to create a list for each of those of what's included.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe it's social media management, $1,000 a month.
Right.
Work included. Okay. Create a bulleted list. 5 posts per month. Engagement with your followers, a weekly update email, that kind of something like that.
Right.
And then I also say put limitations. Now, you don't have to have 5 paragraphs for each line item or each type of thing that you sell, but maybe you'd say like does not include or cannot exceed 2 hours of engagement with customers, right? Something simple like that.
Right.
And then one more question would be, are there some upsells, some things that are related to this that I could start offering to my customers so that they could get more value and I could get more budget?
Right.
But again,
that you're not offering today, maybe you're not offering today.
Yeah. And that process, Travis, is so helpful because you start realizing like, another big question with this is like, do I even want to do this?
Right.
Am I winning with this kind of service?
Yeah.
Does my team like this kind of service? Are we actually making money? And so the process of cataloging your offering is defining it, but it also means chucking some of it into the trash and saying, we're not going to, service that social media site because it's too complicated. Yep. Like we're going to just focus on this and we're not going to do business cards anymore. We're not going to, whatever the case.
Totally. Crash all the stuff that's just killing you guys.
Right.
And not making you any money.
Exactly. Okay, so capitalize with
catalog that baby. Let's go. We catalog
your offering.
We got 15 things, folks. We ready.
Third C, Travis. Cater to your customer.
Cater to the customer.
Okay, I remember I once talked to a customer or one of my customers who used my software and said, I wish we would have had it a few weeks ago. Because we had a proposal out to a municipality and we lost it over $300.
Wow. Now,
we would have removed things from our proposal and they probably would have been happy with it, but they didn't realize that we could or that we were willing. So when I say cater to your customer is give them ABC, right? If they don't know what they want, line it out, give them free.
Right.
Allow them, this is crazy. Could you send out a proposal for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 and maybe they sign at 12?
Right.
Is that a win if maybe
smart.
the price goes down,
but
also the scope?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like on eBay, we're always accepting like a best offer, but then you send me a fair thing, move it. Let's move it. Let's do business,
I want to tell you a fun story, Travis. This is one of my favorite stories to share that has to do with catering to your customer and giving them options. And what I mean by that is use interactive proposal software. You can turn things off and on, you can change quantities, et cetera, et cetera. I once had a prospect who said, hey, I've got $25,000 and I can't meet with you. Now, my former agency, we were high-end web development shop, and that was on the low end, believe it or not.
Right.
But we needed the work. So I took my sales guy, said, hey, let's get our price down as much as we can. Let's turn a bunch of things off and let's just chuck it over the fence. We got down to 25K. It was very bare bones. The bottom line, Travis, we didn't hear from them for 2 weeks. And then I got a signature request for $34,000.
Crazy.
They wouldn't even meet with me, but because I catered to them in terms of giving them options.
The starting point, your starting point was fair.
They found 9K, and all of a sudden it was a win.
Wow. So they upgraded the 9K on their own.
Yeah, totally. And in a low pressure environment, I think it was the quickest 9K I've ever made.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. What do you think they ask at McDonald's or Starbucks? Is that all? Was that what you like? Is it anything else you like? You know, it's a simple question, but it's kind of the same thing that the proposal does. And it many times, unfortunately, especially with like Word or PDF, they don't have the choice to do that. So
right.
You're literally like you would never get that 9K.
Yeah. And this is a big principle. So if you still got your pen out, write this down.
Yeah.
Your customer will pay more a lot easier if they're deciding.
Right. Yeah. Like if they choose the upgrade.
Yeah. It's the same thing
like that.
It's the same thing that, you know, if you're selling a product and you're banging down doors, you're going to kind of annoy people.
Right.
But if they're coming to you and you've got a great reputation, all of a sudden they're begging you for it. So they're in control, and I think that's the key. All right, last of my 4 C's to better proposals, Travis, is continuously improve. So again, think of this as a pyramid. On the bottom, it's capitalize with technology, have a good foundation. Then catalog your offering, know what the heck you even sell.
Right.
Okay. And then cater to your customer, give them options inside of that. And then the final one is continuously improve. And so
back to it.
Yeah. The way I like to think of this is, what do you mean by that, Joe? Okay, here's what it means. When your project goes horrible, when a part of your project goes sideways, build intuition to go back to your proposal process and fix the gap, fix the hole in the system. Add a limitation, charge more, whatever it is, but use that pain, turn it around, and use that pain for progress. And that's the last step, continuously improve. So that's the 4 C's to better proposals. I think that's a really helpful framework. Very helpful.
And I'm just checking it out right now, guys, on the website. It is crazy. Like the proposal process is really cool. This is something that most of us in the business world definitely need to take advantage of. Like you said, because we kind of get caught up in everything. I know for my situation, I won't be able to use it for every single customer, but for those that are new and for those that don't care, why not? You know what I mean? Like, it's better for them, you know? So for me, it's going to be a win-win in our business. I'm going to have to roll this out. I love this idea of cataloging, figuring out the top sellers, and then catering to those customers, baby. Make it easy for them to put that 9K on top and say, let's go, daddy. Let's go to work.
Love it.
I appreciate that. That's crazy. I mean, that's an incredible, it's an incredible flow of process, obviously. And a lot of us, we probably don't even focus on any one of those. So let's get started today, folks. Let's get you into our top 10, my man. Are you ready to get ready with your boy and to get into your mindset?
That's the question for me, right?
Yes, sir. Are you ready, baby? Are you ready to get into our top 10? He said, let's go.
Let's go.
Apple or Android?
I'm definitely an Apple.
Apple, Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube, Instagram or Facebook?
Neither.
Neither. Let's go. You are on LinkedIn, though. You're on LinkedIn, right?
Oh, I love LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, baby. LinkedIn's the spot for business.
That's right.
Chicken or steak or vegetarian meal?
I'm gonna go with chicken just because my wife cooks it so good.
There we go. There we go. And a laptop or a smartphone if you had to hit the door right now?
Definitely. I'm not bringing my laptop.
No laptop. We smartphoned. Spotify or Pandora for music?
Oh, definitely Spotify.
Spotify. Movies or video games?
Oh, that's hard. Probably video games.
Video games. Do you have a favorite video game you're playing right now?
Over the Christmas break, my sister-in-law told me about snake.io. So it's like a new version of the snake game.
Oh wow, when we were kids.
Yeah, you shouldn't go there because you'll kill some time.
I've been seeing some new stuff about this Chat GBT thing, man. It blows my mind, dude. Jordan,
I've seen. I don't know what that is, but I've seen that an app.
So it's basically like a super app that you can use to write stuff, and it's incredible. When I was hearing Jordan Peterson, I watched a couple videos about how he's using it and some other professors. Yeah, you can have it write like the most complicated essay on theories of philosophy in 3 seconds.
Wow.
And then another guy was figuring out what ways he was an engineer at Tesla. He was bored. He said, what ways could I use my time better at Twitter? It gave him a bunch of ways. And then he also said, write out like things that I could have done at the business to make it better. And then give me the code for that. And the code actually worked, like, to help Twitter.
Wow. Crazy.
So that's the way we live in, baby.
Yeah, this AI thing is getting out of control.
I know. It's just recent I think it just released like a few weeks ago. But the whole point is, it's the same thing that you talk about. Capitalize on technology, right? Like, why would you not want to have that? If you're write the best fucking proposal on earth for me.
Yeah,
write the best social media proposal on earth. The most compelling sales, and using my eyes, smart pricingtable.com. Hook the AI up into there and let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think, like I said, that's the future, is like, it's going to be using technology to make us all better. Right.
Like, right. I love what Jim Collins says. If any of your listeners are Jim Collins fans, his big thing is to use technology accelerators,
right?
Leverage technology to help you kill it, get a lot more things done.
And if anything, you learn, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, and it never does anything for your business, I've found that you just learn a lot about that topic. Yeah. And you're just on the front of it. And hey, you're testing it. You know, it's kind of all a test. I look at ChatGPT, it's like the new Google search, right? Like, it's the future Google search, possibly, but a lot more powerful, because Google can't write me an essay. Google can't write me the best social media post, hopefully, in the world. Stocks or real estate, if you're thinking about investing.
Oh man, I love them both.
Baby.
I'm going to answer that. Stocks in 2020, but not now.
I know.
And real estate forever.
Yeah, right. Real estate is so consistent. Reading books or listening to books, if you're thinking about education.
Definitely reading. I think it's too easy to get distracted.
Right.
But people will disagree there.
The only great thing about listening is that you can do it at different places, right? Like, you can't pick up a book and just be at the gym and working out. But are you really going to retain it? You know, so you kind of, with reading and like a lot of things, I think you have to listen to it a couple times if you really like it. You know what I mean?
You know, I'd say an audiobook versus nothing. I'd prefer that. You might get a little bit less retention, but still could be really valuable.
Absolutely. But nothing like that physical book in your hands. You can mark it up. You can take a page out and put it on your mantle if you want to read that one page. A lot of times it's just a few things in that book, you know? So it's just a few things in that book that just change maybe your mindset, life, etc. And oceans or lakes, if you're thinking about getting on a vacation with the wifey right now. You're on a plane in 1 hour. You're out of here.
We're going to a lake.
We're going to a lake, baby. I love it.
No sea monsters.
Huh? No sea monsters. We ain't trying to mess with them. And when you're waking up for your day, Joe, you're getting yourself pumped, energized, ready for the day. Why do you love being you?
Why do I love being me?
Yeah.
You know, I think business. I've been blessed almost my entire career. I've been able to authentically say I love what I do. It never feels like work. And I think with business, it's about, you're always trying to make it better. And that is it's like a feedback cycle, and the improvements really keep you going on. And so that gets me fired up, improving wherever I can.
And do you think you'll ever retire from the game? Do you think you'll ever shut down the business, or shut down the entrepreneurship soul that you got kicking in you since you were 17 or younger?
I think if my kids put me in a nursing home, I'm going to start something there.
We're hustling, baby.
But they better not. Owen and Evan.
We're finding a way to schedule the attendance. Who knows what it'll be at that point, right?
That's right.
Might be a whole nother thing. Do you have a routine on starting your day?
I get up early. grab some coffee. First thing for me, I'm a religious minded person, so I crack open my Bible, read for a little bit.
Awesome.
And then mostly it's just a big checklist getting my kids out the door. That's the big challenge in our home.
Oh yeah. How many kids do you have? How many kids do you have?
I've got two twins, or sorry, not two twins. I have a twin 8-year-olds and a 4-year-old. So all boys.
Wow.
We're a crazy, rambunctious home, and lots and lots of fun there.
I know I'm a boy and a girl, but boys are crazy, baby. Boys are crazy.
That's right.
That's awesome, man. That's cool, brother. So you get all experience. You get to be the ultimate dad and entrepreneur. That's the best part about this new world we live in.
It really is a dream.
It is, man. I would say living the dream, baby. Because
Travis, figuring out the secrets, right? Like, I mean, I think putting kind of connecting all this together. With proposals, there are secrets. There are hard ways to do it. There are easy ways to do it. There are accelerators. I own a SaaS product, and I'm part of a SaaS agency, right? And in that SaaS agency, I've learned so many different secrets. And so, getting whether there's an interest in my product or not, figuring it out, right? Getting something going, because until you have a system going, you can't tweak it. You can't learn, you can't grow if you don't have something you're starting with.
Is there a skill in 2023 that you're trying to master, get better at?
Yeah, my big one's marketing. I feel like I'm an operational guy.
Right.
I have a lot of big, it's kind of the whole master of none. I know a lot about everything kind of thing.
Yeah.
And marketing is my big one. Join that SaaS Master agency or the agency thing, and I'm just learning so much. That's my big goal for this year.
That's awesome, bro. Challenging yourself, going on podcasts, all those type of things, writing blogs.
Right.
YouTube Shorts is a big one right now, Joe. So
yeah,
making YouTube Shorts, they're giving you a lot of organic reach versus your long form YouTube video. More and more to compete against TikTok and Instagram stories. But there's just a spot right there right now where you can get a ton of viral reach on your content, maybe talking about proposals or talking about things. And then more than you would do a normal YouTube video, they're going to give you a bunch more eyeballs on it. So something I always talk to people, something to test, something to check out right now. Cause obviously wherever the new free reach is at is where everyone kind of goes to. So if TikTok got banned in America, everyone would be trying to go on YouTube or trying to go back onto other apps, right? Like,
yeah, you got to stay on your feet, right?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, for any of these guys that they're only on one platform, you know what I mean? So the biggest thing is about just constantly learning the new stuff. And YouTube Shorts has been one where you can literally put videos out and then like within 1 hour have thousands of views on it and you never got 1,000 views on your video in 1 hour before. You know what I mean? So why not do it? It's a little quick video, pull out your phone and talk about them plans, baby. Talk about capturing technology, talk about cataloging offerings, talk about catering to your customer, and talk about continually improving, which is something that we all have to be doing. Is there a favorite app or tool that helps you run the business?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd say the biggest one, Trello. I also use Apollo for CRM stuff. Right. A handful of others, but I use Trello because it's free flow. I probably have 150 different tasks on there.
Trello is awesome. We've been doing that Trello for the whole time we've been running business. Yeah. Have a customer on there, have all different types of posts, have past posts. You can regurgitate. It's incredible. I mean, it's an incredible tool it's so consistent, like you said, and it's free form and it's kind of free flowing and simple to use, baby. Simple to use. Right. If you could sit down and chop it up to a chicken dinner with anybody in the world, who are you going to sit down with today?
Oh, that's a great one. I think, well, I'll just lean on what I said earlier, and I'd try to get some time with Jim Collins. I'd love that.
Oh yeah, dude. Good to great, baby. Are you kidding me? The legend, baby.
Right.
Mentioned more than most people, on the show. Is there a book that has changed your life? Is that one of the books that has changed your life? Good to Great?
I'd say that was huge for me. Back at my agency, that's when we determined, we're gonna only do this certain platform. And we're gonna abandon everything else after reading his Hedgehog concept. Another one that I absolutely love. The second one would be the E-Myth.
Oh, the E-Myth, yeah.
In that book, he the big idea is he teaches you to think like this: treat your business like a franchise.
Yes.
So even though it's not going to be a McDonald's,
right?
You'll never franchise it. If you treat it that way, then you'll build repeatable systems, you'll find patterns, and just crush it. So that book, wow, really changed the trajectory of my business career.
That's a great book. And also that's the difference between just being a business and then like being just you,
Right.
And like, when you pass on, like the business keeps on going, and then like, versus just you, a lot of times, even very, very successful folks, big time businesses, it ends with them.
Yeah. Well, and I remember back at my agency, I heard from agency owners all the time, just how hard it can be. And clients are so hard, difficult and all that kind of stuff. I can tell you, Travis, I love running my agency because we invested in our process. We really thought through things. And towards the end, before I sold, I actually only had about 5 hours of crucial work per week. I had tons of customers. I had lots of overhead. But we had dialed it down so much that I was able to delegate to my team. It was really, really fun. And so envision that, right? Yes. Envision what would it be like if I wasn't putting out fires all the time? What would it be like if my business was actually running smooth? And then start investing in the type of change that's going to get you there.
Yep. And it usually starts with technology. It usually starts there. Where's your favorite place to hang out or find you online?
Biggest thing is LinkedIn. Obviously, I'm at smartpricingtable.com, but I love LinkedIn. I love engaging with people on there. Facebook's great, but it's just too, in my mind, it's a little too personal, right? You go on there for a lot more personal matters. Totally. LinkedIn has really changed in the last couple of years. They've stepped up their game, probably a lot with the acquisition by Microsoft. It really is a great platform, and I've been enjoying it.
It's the spot for business, folks. So go check out my man Joe on LinkedIn. Well, dude, I really, really appreciate your soul, your energy, your passion. I'm definitely going to sign up, dude, because this is something that we all need to take advantage of. Like I have in my sports car business, I haven't done this in my other business. So whether it's you seeing it in our next proposal, you're going to be seeing it differently for the future, baby, because we had 2023, my dude. But I definitely appreciate your soul, your passion, your energy. And I know that, anyone listening that's bogged down by this process, man, like I said, my eBay, when we were thinking about how to take the eBay to 10,000 to 20,000 listings, it was all technology. And that's how you can get your business now to the next level. Not only in your time, giving yourself time back, but like you said, like sometimes customers upgrade, sometimes they can change. Even if you don't, get the deal at the price that you had fit. If it's a little bit less because they decided to knock a few dollars off in services, great. No worries, man. Right? Like you said, anyone would take that. We'd knock a few things off and go ahead. But I love that, dude, because your traditional proposal, you can't do that. And I've been doing it for about, 15 years now, the old way. So I got to get to the future, baby. On 2023, you got yourself a new customer, man. Joe, thank you so much for your time today. Folks, you've been hanging out with my man, Joe Ardeeser and Travis Too Tall and Huff. We want to thank you so much for your time today, and we hope you keep being real. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today. Do you want to get featured on podcasts, guys? You can be a guest. And that's right. You have a story, and the people, the good folks at I Love Podcasts. That's ILUV podcasts.com. Do that every single day. This is a new company, guys, in the space of podcast agency. And they realize a lot of the people in the space it's just a commodity, and they don't care. And these folks care. And I literally love Kenny and the team at I Love Podcasts, and they are doing it right for their customers. So you guys can be a guest on a show. ILovePodcast.com. That's ILUV podcasts.com. Let's go.